and all. Welcome back to another English online session. Today I am going to narrate the fourth chapter from the textbook Moments. The name of the chapter is In the Kingdom of Fools. This is a satire. If the administrator or the king of a country could not take wise decisions, what would be the result? In a very humorous way, this was presented a very nice story conveying a beautiful message how an administrator should be. Before explaining the story, let me give you a few hints about the writer. The name of the writer is A.K. Ramanujam. Ramanujam was an Indian poet and scholar of Indian literature who wrote in both English and Kannada. So he wrote stories and novels both in Kannada and English languages. Ramanujan was a poet, scholar, professor, philologist, folklorist, translator, and playwright. His academic research ranged across 5 languages: English, Kannada, Tamil, Telugu, and Sanskrit. Such a wonderful writer he is. Okay, now let's see the story. Let me narrate you the story. In the kingdom of fools, both the king and the minister were idiots. The king and ministers, they were not intelligent. They didn't want to run things like other kings, so they decided to change night into day and day into night. So, for a change, not like other countries, they just changed the activities happened in the day to night and the night activities to day for a change to make it different. They ordered that everyone should be awake at night, till their fields and run their business only after dark. So all are instructed to work at night in their field or running shops. Everything should be started when it darks, after the evening. Okay, everything should be started after the evening when it get darks, and go to bed as soon as the sun came up. When sun rises, they should go to bed, just opposite to what we do now. Anyone who disobeyed would be punished with death. So it's king's time. You cannot cross question the king or disobey the order of a king. So if you disobey the order of the king, you will be punished with death. The king and the minister were delighted at the success of their project. So, without no choice, the subjects, the people in the kingdom obeyed, and the minister and the king were very happy about that. One day, a guru and his disciple arrived in the city. It was a beautiful city, it was broad daylight, but there was no one about. Everyone was asleep, not a mouse stirring. Even the cattle had been taught to sleep by day. By the time people get used with the newly implemented system, even the cattle were practiced to sleep at day like the people, and even the mouse, they are not moving. Stirring means moving here and there. Complete stillness. This guru and his disciple could not find anyone in the city. Two men were very hungry. Now that the shops were open, they went to buy some groceries. To their astonishment, they found that everything cost the same. They became hungry, so they have decided to buy something. By the time they surprised, another surprise for them, anything they buy from there, they have to pay only a single dutu, the money used by the time. So even if you buy a bunch of banana or a measurement of rice, 1 kilo or 2 kilo, Whatever you buy, you have to give a single dudu. The guru and disciple were delighted. So they became very happy to know that. They had never heard of anything like this. They could buy all the food they wanted for 1 rupee or a rupee. So whatever, as much as food they need, as much as things they need, they can buy it for a rupee or 1 rupee. The two strangers were amazed. Amazed means astonished or bewildered by what they saw around them and wandered around town till the evening. When suddenly the whole town woke up and went about its nightly business. So they roamed here and there, just found everything strange, and the things they came to know one by one, they amazed by that. And after some time, when the about to sunset, by the time people are coming out and they are opening the shop, so this is also a shock to this guru and his disciple. When they had cooked and eaten, the Guru realized that this was a kingdom of fools and it wouldn't be a good idea for them to stay here. So the Guru was a wise man. He understood that the rules established in the country were very foolish and staying here is not at all good. The rules established, implemented by the king or the king and the ministers were fools, so staying here is not safe. This is no place for us, let's go, he said to the disciple. But the disciple didn't want to leave the place, everything was cheap here. So this disciple was a foodie. He liked to have a lot of food and he found that everything he can buy here cheaply. So even though Guru asked him to leave the place, he didn't leave the place. All he wanted was good, cheap food. The Guru said, in the kingdom of fools, it is believed that fools are so dangerous that only wise people can manage them. So, staying here is dangerous. Fools can do dangerous things. Only wise people can handle them. So, just leave the place. He advised the disciple. They are all fools. This won't last very long, and you can't tell what they will do to you next. So, the Guru advised the disciple enough to leave the place, and he just warned him about the upcoming danger. But the disciple wouldn't listen to the Guru's wisdom. He wanted to stay. The Guru finally gave up and said, "Do what you want." The Guru tried his level best to convince his disciple, but he is not ready to accept it. So the Guru decided to give up and leave the place. I am going, and left. The disciple stayed on, ate his fill every day, bananas and ghee and rice and wheat, and grew fat like a straight side sacred bull. So he became very fat. He ate all the food because it is very cheap. He bought all the food items from the shops and he started eating, and he became very big, very fat, and he was compared here with a sacred bull. One bright day, a thief broke into a rich merchant's house. He had made a hole in the wall and sneaked in, and as he was carrying out his loot, the wall of the old house collapsed on his head and killed him on the spot. So, likewise, it was going, and a particular day something happened. A thief just got into a merchant's house. He was just trying to steal something from the house. By the time it was an old house, the wall of the house collapsed, fell on him, and he died on the spot. His brother ran to the king and complained, "Your Highness, when my brother was pursuing his ancient trade, a wall fell on him and killed him." The brother of the thief went to the king and reported what exactly happened. This merchant is to blame. So now the blame is on the merchant. because his wall fall on this thief and the thief died. He should have built a good strong wall. Look at the irony here. A person tried to steal something from another person's house and an accident happened. He died. Actually, people never reveal if they try to steal something from other person. But here, look at that. The brother of the thief, he just directly went to the king and complained, and now he's blaming the merchant because he didn't build a strong wall. You must punish the wrongdoer and compensate the family for this injustice. The king said, justice will be done, don't worry, and at once summoned the owner of the house. The king heard everything and promised the justice will be done. So he just immediately asked his servants to bring the merchant or the owner of the house to the court immediately. When the merchant arrived, the king questioned him, what's your name? Such and such, your highness. So when he arrived, this king asked his name and he just revealed his name. Were you at home when the dead man burgled your house? So, were you present in your home when the thief tried to snatch or steal things from your house? Yes, my lord. He broke in and the wall was weak, it fell on him. Yeah, I was there in my home. Actually, the wall was not strong, it fell on him and he died. The accused pleads guilty. Your wall killed this man's brother. So immediately the king said that the accused accepted his crime. The wall of his house killed the thief. You have murdered a man. And the king proclaimed that you have murdered a man. We have to punish you. Lord, said the helpless merchant, I didn't put up the wall. So the merchant was very shocked by the proclamation of the king, and he immediately said, I didn't put up the wall, I didn't build the wall. It's really the fault of the man who built the wall. So he was just pointing someone else for this mistake. The person who built this wall is responsible for that, not me. He didn't build this right. You should punish him. Who is that? My lord, this wall was built in my father's time. I know the man. So immediately the king asked, who built this wall? And the man said, it was built in my father's time and I know the man who built this. He is an old man now. He lives nearby. The king sent out messengers to bring the bricklayer who had built the wall. They brought him tied hand and foot. So the king immediately ordered that bring the man who built the wall. So the messengers went and they have tied the foot and hand of this harmless, very old man and brought to the court. You there, did you build this man's wall in his father's time? Yes, my lord, I did. What kind of a wall is this that you built? So the king was questioning the man who built the wall. He accepted he built the wall. Again, he was asking what sort of a wall it is. It has fallen on a poor man and killed him. You have murdered him. So now the king is accusing the bricklayer on who built this wall. We have to punish you by death. Before the king could order the execution, the poor bricklayer pleaded, please listen to me before you give orders. So immediately the bricklayer just requested the king, just listen to me before you give the order for the execution. Just listen to me. It's true, I built this wall and it was no good, but that was because my mind was not on it. I remember very well a dancing girl who was going up and down that street all day with her anklets jingling, and I couldn't keep my eyes on my mind on the wall I was building. So he was accusing this crime is passing to another person. The bricklayer was saying that while he was working, while he was building this wall, a woman, a dancing girl, she was passing that way here and there, and the sound of her anklet distracted him. That's why he couldn't build this wall properly. You must get that dancing girl. I know where she lives. So now the old man is telling the king, you should bring that old woman. Now she is old, that dancing girl, you should bring her and punish her. She is the reason for this crime. You are right. The case deepens. So now the king is like he is taking a wise decision. He was saying that this case become complicated because the crime is passing to one person to another person. We must look into it. It is not easy to judge such complicated cases. Let's get that dancer wherever she is. So now the king ordered to bring the dancing girl wherever she is, just bring her to the court. The dancing girl, now an old woman, came trembling to the court. Did you walk up and down that street many years ago while this poor man was building a wall? Did you see him? So the king was questioning her. Have you walked here and there? Or did you walk here and there when this man was building a wall years ago? Yes, my lord, I remember it very well. So you did walk up and down with your anklets jingling. You were young and you distracted him. So he built a bad wall. It has fallen on a poor burglar and killed him. So now the king was telling the woman what exactly happened. You distracted this man and he built a bad wall and it fell on a thief. The thief died. So you are the reason for his death. You have killed an innocent man. You will have to be punished. So you are the reason for this murder and you will be punished for that. She thought for a minute and said, my lord, wait. I know now why I was walking up and down that street. I had given some gold to the goldsmith to make some jewelry for me. So now she also has something to say to justify her side. She was saying that why she just walked more than one time or two times, because she had given some gold to a goldsmith to make jewels. He was a lazy scoundrel. He made so many excuses, said he would give it now and he would give it then, and so on all day. So this goldsmith, he kept on giving excuses, postponing the work of this jewelry. That's why she was keep on coming and going, visiting this goldsmith. He made me walk up and down to his house a dozen times. That was when this bricklayer saw me. It's not my fault, my lord. It's the damned goldsmith's fault. Now this lady is passing this accusation to the goldsmith because he made her to walk here and there a dozen times. That distracted the bricklayer. That's how he just built a weak wall. That's how everything happened. Now she was saying you should punish the goldsmith, not me. Today I am going to stop the narration of the story here. In the next class, I just narrate the balance part of the story. All of you just read the text thoroughly. See you in the next class. Till then, take care. Bye.